The oldest slave-owning states arose at the turn of the 4th and 3rd millennia BC. And, is slavery over now? Do you really think you're free? Aha! Congratulations, you are a wonderful slave. It is unlikely that you have thought about what kind of world system we live in. It is unlikely that you understood what this word means, to live, because for sure you are just going with the flow in the culture of hyperproduction and consumption, without even trying to flounder, because you have suffocated for a long time. You are slaves to your finances, which you do not know how to manage, the companies you work for, and the corporations you enrich. Your freedom is nothing but an illusion. And there is nothing more beautiful than a slave who thinks he is free. Man as a species has evolved and developed for a very long time, but only our imagination turned out to be faster than evolution. It is difficult for us, as heirs of this fiction, to understand that the world around us is woven from a common fantasy. Huge masses of people unfamiliar with each other are capable of successful cooperation if they are united by a myth. The believer feels a community with another stranger, because they are united by the belief in the gods that they have created everything around and are watching everyone. Two unfamiliar citizens of the same country are ready to defend their land, because both believe in the existence of the country, their flag, their currency, the existence of democracy, and that a good, knowledgeable person is at the head. The judicial system is based on the belief in the existence of laws and justice. Two employees of the company work for its benefit, because both firmly believe in the existence of stocks and capital. How we are ready to exchange with each other, believing that we have money. We are an agrarian progressive society that was actively engaged in gathering and farming several thousand years ago, and now we have metaverses, virtual realities, music subscriptions and savings in dollars. We are monkeys with a hoe and a pickaxe, who, thanks to their evolutionarily large and energy-consuming brain, invented a currency for ourselves, put on suits, and built a system, driving ourselves into a surprisingly extensive trap from which we will never get out again. We appeared on Earth and began to pump it out, pollute it, destroy it, break it, poison it, so that the one who first took possession of all this would tell others that there is an economy, and states, and blah blah blah. Our existence, if we face the truth, has no meaning. We can now sit in the social network. Social networks, liking cats on Instagram, earning money by telling it is unclear what is in the virtual space, but we are all just an accident that serves one thing, so that oil and minerals are spent, food is grown, and the cycle continues. In reality, there are no gods, no money, no laws and human rights, as well as justice. All this lives only in the collective imagination of people, like ancient tribes that united each other in alliances, jointly believing in ghosts and rituals. Now we believe in the financial system, and our ritual is the pursuit of money in the form of self-sacrifice, and putting your credit card to the payment terminal, calling it something more, buying pleasures, benefits, happiness, the meaning of life. And such a good question, are you sure that you have the meaning of life? In our common trap, we can invent anything, but we have one thing in common. We are hopelessly blind, and the meaning of life is money and consumption. I want to get an education in order to work for money and die for a penny from the state, which I trusted and paid. I want to work to earn money and buy myself even more unnecessary crap that will require even more money. You were brought up this way, you were raised this way, you were designed so that you exist only for the sake of money, some pieces of paper, and our future generations will believe and live for the sake of virtual numbers on the phone and bank applications. You go to school all your life, spend a quarter of your life studying, so that you can work all your life where you don't want to and do what you don't like by running. Rejoicing only on weekends, holidays, and the incoming virtual number on the card, in order to later invent a meaning for yourself and live for it, constantly deceiving yourself that someday you will definitely begin to live a full-fledged. In the meantime, buying a new car, a phone, an unnecessary stray will make you a little happier. But for some reason it doesn't. You don't know what money is, how to dispose of it, who owns what you use, what you consume, when there has been no competition as such for a long time and almost everything you buy, eat, drink, look, dress belongs to literally two companies. You don't see how you were being brought up, as if on a leash. How you were manipulated by the media, advertising, in social networks. How your recommendation feed is able to change your opinion to the one that is profitable. You are no longer human. Are you sure that your opinion is exactly yours? After all, you have never been interested in it, because you have never been taught to be interested in it. Tell all of you at the very beginning that 2 plus 2 equals 5 and we would unconditionally believe it. Have you ever tried to think about what exactly is the meaning of your life? Why are you here? Why do you blindly believe what is being said around you, and why do you follow the trampled paths? Why are you getting an education? Where will you work? Why? Is there another way? And since we all live in a common fiction, in a system, maybe it is possible to use and exploit it for our own good? That's the right question. Let's admit it. We are slaves of the system in which we live. Me, you, my mom, your mom, and each of us here is fulfilling our role and trying to survive, as if we are an artery that does not understand why we need to drive blood, but she is forced to do it. How I create videos, write posts, create courses, you go to work, fulfill orders. It's not how much in social or economic systems they don't really make a difference, because just by our human nature, someone will always want more and have more power than others have, just now. Capitalism is the best thing that we have invented, because at least everyone's chances are more or less equal. The chances are that our shackles will become looser. Whatever emotion it caused, and I honestly don't care, we live in something like the Hunger Games. Some play politics and wars, artificially created idols arrange loud conflicts, but everything makes sense as long as we live on a round ball and milk it like a cow. And our whole life is like a game of Slazario, where a worm, in order to become bigger, eats others, and there will always be a bigger worm above it. If you start thinking about the structure of our world and see its essence, you will understand how empty we are with you. And how wonderful it is. It's great, because you and I can fill this void ourselves, and knowing the structure of the system, all its fiction, find loopholes, vulnerabilities in it, and use it so that your life has real meaning, and not just live for the sake of papers to study, work and die. At least because you need to be able to manage these pieces of paper. I didn't know how before, now let me teach you. The whole irony is that most of us will remain cogs of the system in which it makes sense to eat, shit and consume them, because there are a lot of these cogs, and they are the ones that maintain its stability. Our world is a place where we hold our breath and endlessly expect that life will bring us something more than just work, bills and obligations. We all want something more, but it remains something unattainable. But, I suppose, watching my and similar videos, you already know more than others. The big misconception that you all believe in is that everything is not simple. In fact, no, it's very simple. To earn $1 million, to buy a car, to invest successfully is actually very easy. Perhaps it is not so accessible to your understanding, but it is very easy, just as well as correctly distributing money. But who will teach you this at school? Why is it? When you were already a wonderful element in the culture of endless consumption. A few years ago, when I realized the principle of earning my first money, I was very problematic with them. I kind of understood how to make money, a decent income, but for some reason I have no savings, no capital, and that's how to get out of this endless wheel, endless rat race. In dreams of a good life, you decided that you would save and you need money. I worked hard, got a salary, and there's a new phone model, and utilities, and a new toy to buy, and now there's no money. And so the next month. Then another one. Then a year. So life goes by, but there are no savings, no pensions either, and you have never lived at all. Tell me, did you manage to save up for your dream? Have you become what you dreamed of? How many senseless and impulsive spending do you make every day, when even through spending you can earn and increase your capital? If you don't learn this, you will live like a squirrel in a wheel. Rich is not the one who earns a lot, working a lot without rest. A truly rich person is one who is independent of one source of income and has capital that works for him and provides him. We are all mortals, and we cannot work forever. So I decided to postpone and reinvest almost all my income, thanks to which I now get to travel regularly, not postponing several years for a short vacation, but thanks to competent investments. Both in assets and in myself and my projects, to increase my income by earning on what is useful, helping and teaching others. That's why I run my channel. And, perhaps, I combined someone's several years of study at universities into 2 weeks of exciting training in the author's course, Real Financial Freedom, which spent a lot of time, and my personal funds, which will definitely help you improve your life. During the course, I will explain in the most understandable language how the financial system works, how the state works, how banks work, how to make money, and how to dispose of it in 3 large blocks of training. Also, how to return money from the state, where to keep money, what is cryptocurrency, where and how to invest it, and how to save your future, and how you can become financially independent. The course is about how to see the light and start using this system so that you are not an exploited cog, and not just eating, shitting, sleeping, but an independent mechanism that lives a full and rich life. Here's a good example of using this system, and I am glad to do something really useful and valuable, as many of you have already managed to get acquainted with the Reboot Marathon, which has changed the lives of hundreds of people, and at the same time helped to improve my content and do something even more useful. I have invested all my knowledge and my experience, as well as the knowledge of my environment, to bring you even more benefits and improve your life, because in our world you either know how to earn and save this money competently, forcing them to work for yourself, or you are nobody. In addition to all the basics that you must know, there will also be practical tasks on saving and what is useful now, how to get around all restrictions, get a foreign card, pay for subscriptions, and even save on this if you are from Russia. The course is open-ended and you can take it anytime, but now only for the first participants a 20% discount is only a couple of days, and I also advise everyone else to hurry up. The value of the course is much higher than it prices, so the link to the course is like the promo code START in the description. I guess this is a new chapter in your life. Subscribe to the channel, my social networks in the description. All the best.